Hi everyone, it's Kim Allen from Sincerely Sublime Designs, and I'm excited to be here with you today because I'm going to try something new. My goal for 2026 was to get some of my photos off my phone and do a little bit more scrapbooking. It's been a long time since I've scrapbooked, years and years and years. I mean, Reed doesn't even have a baby book and he's almost 16. So I gave it up a long time ago, and I've always wanted to get back into it. And looking at the number of photos on my phone when I realized I was over 21,000 was kind of that feeling like, oh, okay, it's time to do something. So I decided this year that I'm going to do a little more scrapbooking, but I'm going to do it in a way that's easy for me because I am not an over the top card maker. You know that I am a simple card maker, and I'm going to apply that to scrapbooking. So we're going to start today with a simple page, but I'm going to kind of put a fun little twist on it. So I'm not good at color. I'm not good at putting design together, all of that. I don't have an eye for that. I copy very, very well. And I decided that I want to take cards that I love and use the design, use the color scheme, use the stamp sets, and turn them into a scrapbook page. So I'm going to start with one today. We're going to see how it goes. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I figure I just take you along with me for the ride. But let's get started. See how it turns out. Okay, there we go. That's where I meant to be. So I've got this card here. And it is so cute. It uses the Woolly Friends, and it was done by a very good friend of mine named Monica Giberti, and I got it in a swap. And I absolutely love this card. And when I started thinking about what do I want to do with some of my pictures that I want to get into an album, the first thing I thought about were the sheep that we saw all over the place in Iceland. And I thought that that would be a fun place to start. So I'm not going to try a two-page layout today. I'm going to just do a one page, and we're going to see where it goes. So I'm going to start with a 12 by 12 sheet of crumb cake. Take my little note off of here. Now with the 12 by 12 Stampin' Up! Scrapbook paper, you've got the two tones. So it's darker on one side and it's lighter on the other. And I'm sure you can't tell that because it is not, the lighting isn't the best in here, but you can kind of see. I don't want to bend it too much. But I'm going to go with the lighter side because I'm going to use some crumb cake with it. So if you see my card here, it has a crumb cake base. It brings in this DSP, which is, and I wrote it down so I would know, it's Lovely Blossoms DSP, and it is available. And so I cut a piece of the green so that I could bring that in. And then the color over here is Petal Pink. And I decided to bring the Petal Pink in. I would use a die cut from this set, which is the Just a Note dies. And these are on the last chance availability list. So if you see me use these today and you want to have them for your scrapbooking or your card making, I highly recommend going and getting them. They're a great price. They were there last night, so could be gone this morning. I don't know, but I think they're probably still there. So this is the piece right here that I used. I love that it looks like a little, note card or piece of paper that was torn out of a notebook, so you could turn it this way. I kind of like it this way. You'll see what I'm going to do with it. But it also has like the clip up here. It's got some fun little, I don't know, I call them office supplies, just so that you've got the paper clip, you've got the little clip that goes on a binder clip. But I think that this would be a lot of fun. Maybe it's because I love office supplies, but I definitely plan to keep this in my stash even after it's gone. So I will continue to use this. If you think it's cool, then I highly recommend you running over and grabbing it before it's gone. So I used the Petal Pink to pull in the color there. I've got the Old Olive from the, what did I say this was? Lovely Blossoms DSP. And then I also have this piece right here is also from the Lovely Blossoms. And I love these little flowers. I think they're so cute. So I cut two rectangles to throw on. So you can see how I'm going to turn this card into a scrapbook page. The other thing I wanted to do was I loved the little bit of balmy blue, but I decided instead of using the paper, I'm going to bring it in the blue and white gingham ribbon. So that's how I'm going to kind of tie it all together. I'm going to use the Crumb Cake two-tone DSP, the two-tone cardstock. I guess it's cardstock, 12 by 12 paper. And you can kind of see here the difference in the two-tone because I cut the letters so that they would be the darker, on the darker side of the paper, so that they just would go in like that. And I've got the word sheep. Oh, I could spell it right. Put the P at the end. There we go. So that's how I'm going to bring that in, my title. And then I stamped a whole bunch of little sheep butts. And somehow I'm going to bring these in. And this is from the Woolly Friends stamp set and punch. And the reason I did sheep butts was I felt like every time I tried to take pictures of the sheep in Iceland, they would always end up turning their backs to me. And all I really got were sheep butts. So I thought it would kind of tie in well if I included the back sides of the sheep. So what I have, I didn't choose just random pictures of the sheep. I chose a story that I want to make sure that I include. Now, there were sheep everywhere, and I could totally just include pictures of the sheep. But there was a moment when we were down at the, this was at Reynisfjara, and I probably just destroyed the name, but the Black Sand Beach at Iceland. And we were walking back to the car, and it was really cool because up on a hillside there was a, I would assume he was like a shepherd, and he was directing the sheep to go down the hill to the other side of the hill so that they, I guess this was all their property. But all of a sudden we were walking down this path, and these sheep just started running down the path. And let's see, I can show you the progression of them. So it started, that was the first picture I took. So they come running down this hill. They go across this path. You can actually see the one right there going underneath the little chain. And then they went up the hill. And it was so funny to watch. I mean, this is just a couple of them. There was probably 50 sheep that all came down running down this hill and went under the metal and chain, and then, you know, went up the other side. So I want to include the story. I'm going to include journaling. I'm just not going to include it today. That would be brutal to make you sit and watch me write. So I am just going to incorporate all of this into my scrapbook page using this card as my kind of guide. Now, by using the card, it took all the guesswork out for me. Like I said, I am a simple card maker. I am a simple scrapbooker. I love all the beautiful extras, add-ons that people do, but I just know that I will never, ever do it if I feel the pressure of making my pages that beautiful. So we are just going to do a simple page using this card